Tainan City Government and Tzu Chi Foundation worked together to repair the fire-affected three-section compound. In South Africa, Tzu Chi volunteers share the vegetables they grow to people in need.
歡迎收睇DaAi Headlines， 我係 Ruby， 我哋一齊睇下今日嘅內容。In Yanshuei District of Tainan, a fire broke out in a three-section compound. Tzu Chi volunteers went there to help with cleaning twice. Tainan City Government also mobilized repair volunteers to carry out house repairs.
The carpenters are dedicated to carpentry. They are all Tainan house repairing volunteers.
Recover the entire house with iron sheet because it was destroyed by fire before and remove the roof.
They are really caring. There has been a fire in this place, so it is a large-scale restoration.
They made cement, woodworking, electrical appliances, and steel structures. Thank you. They're very nice.
The house belongs to his great-grandfather, and it was made of cypress, so he couldn't bear it being demolished.
After a fire broke up in Mr. Chen's old house in March this year, Tzu Chi volunteers came to help clean it twice.
He really can't handle such a large environmental cleanup alone, so he asked if we can help him again.
After the fire in the three-section compound, we cleaned it up for him.
After the fire broke out, we immediately mobilized the public and private sectors to help and also requested a lot of external support.
With house repairs and second-hand furniture moved in, Mr. Chen finally started a new life.
The pandemic in Taiwan has breached the COVID defensive lines at long-term care centers. Under the Level 3 alert, many daycare institutes were shut down, forcing 290,000 individuals with dementia and disabilities to receive home care for 2 months. Although they have returned to daycare centers recently, there are still some seniors afraid of getting infected in the centers. Follow our reports as we learn more.
During the Level 3 alert, seniors with dementia aren't able to visit community centers.
During a video call, they can see others and talk to each other. We have an hour of interaction time per day. We mainly worry about seniors not moving around at home. We also hope the seniors can remember our daycare services.
On July 26, the alert level downgraded as daycare center across Taiwan resumed operations.
Some seniors passed away during this time. Some haven't received a vaccine yet, so they must undergo screenings in order to return to daycare center.
Grandma Aru doesn't only draw when she's here, she also draws at home. This is her second sketchbook.
Grandma Aru is a senior with some anxiety, but after she came to the daycare center, she blended in immediately. She often assists other seniors with dementia. We don't hope her life gets affected by dementia, which causes her to lose life functions.
Grandma Aru was about to get back on track with life, yet she faces the sudden 2-month closure of a daycare center. According to statistics, during the Level 3 alert, a total of 24,000 seniors with dementia are unable to go to proper institutes for care due to the rapid closure of centers. They can only remain in their homes for the time being. In order to reduce the burdens of family members, caregivers, besides providing home care, they have to bring spiritual care to people. Living at a nursing home for 6 years, Ahua is now going home.
眼泪一直掉了，好像知道说他已经有回到家了。
It's hard for patients in vegetative state or with severe symptoms to leave a care institute. Going home to meet with their family before the pandemic outbreak, the scene here became an emotional scene for staff members.
爸爸们也很高兴，儿子也很高兴。
They're having a great time. Actually, every staff member here felt very moved and happy for them.
As time passes by, during the pandemic, Ahua is unable to return home for the new year, though the mother is now at a nursing home, visiting her son while sharing good memories with him.
妈妈还有你帮爸爸庆祝爸爸节快乐，爸很高兴，有没有？
For 6 years, the son was taken care of at a nursing home, though when the mother thinks of the 3 years of taking care of him at home, it was horrifying.
As two seniors are too exhausted, later on the son's father suffered from stomach cancer, so I thought we will all die at one point. The foundation cleans the son every day. At home, we couldn't do this because two seniors have to wash in. It's hard to clear out the smells. We have low income, therefore it's good not to be burdened by annuity.
真好了。
Long-term care resources provide hope to impoverished families. During the pandemic, these institutes brought warmth to people in need.
谢谢你。
不客气。好的。
真好。
A 21-year-old male college student in Zhanghua was injured in a car accident and has stayed in intensive care units for more than 3 months. Due to a brain injury, he frequently lost control of his emotions as his mother accompanied him to rehabilitation with perseverance and patience.
Mrs. Miao is very patient with her son as he does rehab. A freshman college student surnamed Miao was in a car accident at the beginning of the year. He was admitted to an intensive care unit for more than 3 months. When he was hospitalized, he was emotionally agitated due to a brain injury and even lashed out at his mother.
That was the hardest time in life, because first of all, he would beat people. Secondly, he couldn't cooperate with rehabilitation.
Mrs. Miao said that she was under so much pressure that she quickly became melancholy, but she needed to persevere for her son to recover.
He had a brain injury in a car accident. He has emotional problems. You can only be patient and calm him down. It's useless to go head to head. You have to coax him patiently.
The mother and son have deep affection for each other, but they shouldn't be too lackadaisical when it comes to rehabilitation. He can only make progress if he perseveres. In order to help her child, Mrs. Miao often discusses with doctors and therapists about the key aspects of rehabilitation.
Because he is so young, his mom is very serious about taking care of him and also gives him a lot of emotional support.
He can now walk with a walker and his mood is much more stable. Mrs. Miao shared her experience and encouraged family members of patients like her son. If you don't give up, there is hope for everyone.
International students studying in Tzu Chi University may face many challenges in their life. A course was specially set up to care for their physical and mental states. Counselors and volunteers were invited to teach students the skills of observing self-emotions and assisting others.
我要怎么去预约跟心理师谈话
Reservation method is to fill in the form.
To get to know the psychologist's consultation process, this series of Chinese and English courses are aimed at international students.
加上疫情的关系
Because of the pandemic, overseas students cannot go home. In fact, their mood is often quite down. So through this event, we would like to teach them how to observe their emotions and how to help their friends.
After understanding the students,
Arif from Bangladesh learned how to release his pressure.
I joined this class because last year I was so much depressed and I'm feeling lonely. So I joined this class and I improved myself. And this class helped me very much to improve my depression.
Observe your thoughts.
Physicians, psychologists, and volunteer groups pass on the skills of self-awareness to help others.
I think because of pandemic, I have less contact with other people. In the course, through the pursuit of learning, I can develop relationships with others.
Through group care, international students could learn from each other and improve themselves.
Today, we get to know Charles, a Tzu Chi volunteer from Mozambique. He began to participate in Tzu Chi by capturing events images and during presentations. In 2019, he had the chance to study Chinese in Hualien Tzu Chi University and receive training on media volunteering. He hopes to bring what he has learned back to his home to share more stories about his beautiful country.
让他们再进来一次，这样就让观众知道他们走进来。如果他们走，看我可以做，你可以稍微转一下，就不转也可以了。这样。大家好。
Hello, my name is Charles. My Chinese name is Tai Rei He. I am from Mozambique. In 2013, when my mother joined Tzu Chi, she saw his sister Denise sharing stories, also documenting it. So my mother thought maybe a young person can help out. So she told me I should go learn and be of help.
Oh, what do we have? It's too much. How about this?
Mashakine is the first area where we introduced Tzu Chi. In 8 months, we were able to inspire 85 local volunteers to join us. After these, 80-some local volunteers became familiar with Tzu Chi. They look forward to sharing it with their friends and relatives in other areas, so they decided to head into other communities. The second area we expanded to was Mahotas. Charles's mother was among the first group of volunteers from that area. We then asked Charles if he could help to take some pictures, so he picked up the camera. I feel he has improved a lot. You can give him homework and he will learn on his own. He began typing with one finger, picking out the letters, to now being able to do a PowerPoint presentation. He has also learned how to edit a video from learning on the internet.
本土志工以歌声邀请大家如此。
稍不留心，车子就打滑。DaAi新闻真善美志工查尔斯，
莫桑比。
I think some people might feel like they are in such a difficult situation and need help, but through the videos they can come to understand that perhaps they are pretty blessed. Sometimes you can talk about helping, but they might not know how to help, but video footage can be an important tool to facilitate that. It didn't occur to me that a disaster such as Cyclone Idai would happen to Mozambique. I saw Tzu Chi brothers from different countries coming over to help us and inspired me to help my own country.
His motivation and eagerness to learn has earned all of our admiration. We are thankful that the foundation has provided an opportunity for such a talent to return to Taiwan to learn.
好，录，看好就录了，就这里可以哈。你有时候记得换 size， 你如果来不及用 auto。
I can film a lot of footage for one activity, but when I get to editing, I don't know what to use. That really troubled me. Coming to DaAi TV to learn, I have great teachers. They taught me before the start of each activity. Ask yourself what you are going to capture and what that footage means.
这个两栏哈，来给它合在一起，来。
Através desses grupos estamos a preparar, nós podemos ter as transformações.
His mom is very selfless. She said, no, he doesn't need to come back. The most important is that he stays in Taiwan to study and learn all he can, so he can return to Mozambique to help his people continue walking on the Tzu Chi path.
She said, you can't give up on your dream. No matter how difficult it is, you must try. Nothing is easy at the beginning. Everything is difficult at the beginning. You must have your own goal, and you need to stay motivated and work hard at it.
请大家就位哦，大家准备，3、2、1，开始。
希望我也相信。
I hope and I believe that when I return to Mozambique, I will share everything I know with lots of Mozambicans because there are many untold moving stories from my country.
Extende a tua mão para a Índia.
In South Africa, Tzu volunteers work tirelessly to care for food provision points in different communities. They also encourage people to cultivate vegetable gardens so that the harvest can be distributed to help the disadvantaged.
A new day was just started. This Tzu volunteer has already got dressed and was ready for work.
I get up at 5 in the morning every day. I will first visit the vegetable garden, then arrange the seedlings and weed. When my grandson woke up, they will help me water the plants.
This vegetable garden is located in Durban and is taken care of by a 74-year-old Tzu volunteer Fandasu. Yet this is not her own land. It is provided by community councillors who are touched by her kind action of doing good deeds.
I told the councillors that I have a full proportion point. They were very moved after reading my letter, so they provide a piece of land for me to cultivate. Then I use it to grow vegetables. After the vegetables are harvested, I will give them to those in need.
When the harvest of the vegetable garden increased, it has aroused others' awareness. So the grandma made a dummy to look after the vegetable garden, and sometimes even supervised it by herself. But she didn't want to arrest the thieves, but to share the true nature of his vegetable garden. Another vegetable garden in the Fawani community was cultivated by other volunteers. They uphold the spirit of helping others, spreading the power of love in the community.
Tzu Indonesia chapter distributes hot food in West Jakarta, caring for tricycle drivers, hawkers, scavengers, and COVID patients. They also helped restaurant owners by ordering vegetarian meals, at the same time promoting vegetarianism and feeding the hunger.
With many types of vegetarian food, restaurant operators can have the opportunity to do business again. But Tzu Chi's love satisfying the stomachs of disadvantaged people.
Tzu's order of hot food really helped us. At least it increased our income. Although the money earned is not too much, but at least we can help each other.
Every day we buy 200 servings of hot food from restaurants and then distribute them to disadvantaged groups. At the same time, we also promote vegetarianism, hoping to encourage everyone to eat more vegetables and eat less meat.
In West Jakarta, the government worked with Tzu Chi to care for scavengers, tricycle drivers, and COVID-19 patients isolated at home.
Since the outbreak of the pandemic, the income of residents has dropped significantly. Otherwise, the business was pretty good before. But because the government strictly enforced the restrictions on community activities, their business is also affected naturally.
There's hope that in the 20-day meal delivery service will allow more people to become accustomed to a vegetarian diet.
TIMA in the Philippines collaborated with the government to provide vaccinations to citizens at a stadium. In order to speed up the vaccination rates and reduce cluster infection risks, volunteers plant QR code to optimize the overall process.
Bringing out the flyer, volunteers at the venue are responsible for registering and checking in citizens for vaccination. Through a mobile phone and a QR code scan, the process takes less than 2 seconds to complete.
This method is faster and more accurate. It's more convenient for citizens coming in for vaccination.
The number of citizens who are at the stadium for vaccinations reached the 10,000 mark at the peak. This vaccination station provides the most vaccinations in Manila.
When they are registering, it still will take some time no matter what. So someone asked us to use QR codes for registration. Maybe it's because of this chance we improved and learned convenient ways to work it out.
Changing the traditional methods of paperwork, volunteers self-taught the methods of using QR codes. Keying in the names into a system, then printing it out. This not only saves time, it also reduces cluster infection risk.
Minutes lang siguro yun, ma'am, kasi hindi pa naman kami masyadong matagal.
Utilizing technology while increasing COVID prevention awareness, volunteers made citizens feel rest assured as they're more willing to get vaccinated.
One day before the school started at Zhangshan Elementary School in Kaohsiung, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived with 31 boxes of supplies so that students in mountainous regions can have good nutrition to start the new semester.
现场大排长龙，大家等待变道开放，而这边有一群学生是提前返校住校，来迎接明天的开学日。
你住哪里？
复兴。
就是刚好是路段的后面那一块，对不对？
A grandfather brings his granddaughter, who is in middle school, through a shortcut.
妹妹要来上课了哈。
Carrying bags and luggage, students are moving back to the school's dormitory.
住哪一间？Parent？ 这间啊。
厕所我们就是像都已经请人家整理过，学校都整理过了。
Although some students felt homesick, other students are happy to see their friends.
会不会想家？不会。为什么？
你在家里都要做点事。
怕说明天开学。
We are afraid of the weather tomorrow. 16 students have moved into our school's dormitory.
到学校里面。
As for Zhangshan Elementary School's first day back, students are cleaning the campus as they greet one another.
I'm happy because I haven't been back to school for a long time.
I'm happy because I can continue to play with my friends.
Before the school opens, Tzu Chi volunteers made trips to bring supplies to the schools, but because of an issue with traffic, volunteers had to meet school officials at another location.
We originally planned to give them supplies directly, but on behalf of the safety of volunteers, we can only make 3 trips per day.
We brought the love from everyone and brought this love into our campus.
The trucks filled with loved supplies will ensure students living in mountainous regions can eat properly as they start the semester.
A 70-year-old volunteer in Indonesia joined Tzu Chi after watching DaAi TV. He does recycling every day and even promotes recycling to teenagers. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and see you next time.